Hello, my name is Yemi.
And my name is Ijoma.
And together we host Africa in My Kitchen, a podcast that is produced by Tunuka Media.
This fun podcast explores meals from each country in Africa.
We talk about the country, discuss the meal itself, and draw from our experiences to share why we are, or are not, excited about the meal. A new episode airs every 2 weeks.
So join us for the hits, the misses, the laughs, and the cringes as we eat our way across the continent.
Come back often, share with your friends, and add the podcast to your regular podcast rotation wherever you listen to podcasts.
Now, it's time for this week's episode.
Hello.
How you doing?
We hope you're doing great, whether you're working, not working, working from home, commuting to work. We know this year has not exactly been amazing, but we hope that we can give you a reason to smile at least a little and then make other people smile as well.
Yes, today we are taking you to the Republic of Congo and bringing you a dish called Pondu.
Yep. And now note that the Republic of Congo is a completely different country from the Democratic Republic of Congo. Don't get them mixed up. Even though the two countries share a border and were part of the ancient Congo Kingdom, Congo spelled with a K, and both speak French and Lingala, which is an indigenous language. People and culture from both countries are called Congolese. Their capital cities are only separated by the Congo River and are very, very close to each other. So you can easily take a boat from Brazzaville. From Brazzaville. I said Brazzaville. You can easily take a boat from Brazzaville in the Republic of Congo to Kinshasa in the DRC. In fact, since they're both called Congo, a lot of people reference them by their capital cities. So DRC is often called Congo-Kinshasa, and the Republic of Congo is often called Congo-Brazzaville.
Exactly. So today, we're doing the Republic of Congo, or you can call it Congo-Brazzaville. They pretty much have the same food. So in the DRC, the Democratic Republic of Congo, they also eat pondu.
Mm-hmm.
So this means that it's interesting because I looked at it, I was like, well, they share the same food, but we can't make only one dish, right? We have to represent every single country.
Exactly.
So we are going to do a dish for the DRC at a later date, and it'll probably be something that is also eaten in Congo-Brazzaville.
Yeah. So where is the Republic of Congo? You might ask with your inquisitive minds. It is the western coast of Central Africa, and it is bordered by the Central African Republic to the northeast, Cameroon to the northwest, Gabon to the west, the Atlantic Ocean to the southwest, the Angolan exclave of Cabinda to the south, and the Democratic Republic of Congo to the southeast. It was colonized by the French in the early 20th century and became independent in 1960. So Nigeria and Congo are, twins.
Well, yeah, a bunch of us actually. That in I think Ghana was one of the first in 57, and then in 1960, we're not waiting any longer. We want independence. Everybody just
so we're independence twins, guys.
Yes, we are.
The official language is French.
So what is Congolese food? If you've listened to our previous podcast, some of the ingredients will be familiar. There's cuisine like plantain, beans, cassava is a big one. Fufu is another. Corn and fish, not cornfish. That's not a hybrid. Corn is fish.
That would be weird. That would be like an alien cornfish.
Okay. Chicken. Different kinds of veggies like greens. Peanut butter is also a big deal there. So in Congo, you have dishes like madesu, which is beans that's kind of boiled in a sauce. There's plantain. It's baked and it's mashed. It's called lituma. Mm-hmm. There is I hope I'm saying this right, chikwang, which is pounded cassava that you steam in banana leaves.
Oh, that actually sounds good.
Pounded cassava steamed in banana leaves.
I don't know. A banana is used to make steamed beans. So banana leaves are used to make steamed beans. So they give it a really nice flavor.
So you notice the difference? Because I don't.
I do. I notice the difference.
It's an actual, and I think we'll talk about this later, but it's an actual way of cooking that's very popular in that area. Steaming a lot of things. And there's actually a name for it. I don't remember what it's called.
Okay.
So there is that. Of course, there's fufu. And I think we've tried to describe fufu before. And I don't know if we did a very good job. But
we did a good job as we could.
Okay.
Just, y'all, Google works. Just Google fufu.
Fufu, yeah.
Just do Google images.
This is not an insult. It's spelled F-U-F-U.
That just occurred to me for the first time.
Because I was about to say F-U in the middle of it. And I was like, wait, let me send a disclaimer.
We can't really say how it's spelled out loud because people are going to think we're cursing them out.
Yeah, you have to tell them it's not an insult. Okay, so let's talk about pondu. Mm-hmm. Pondu is a Lingala word for cassava leaves. So it's basically just cooked cassava leaves. And I was excited to try this one out because we eat a lot of green leafy vegetables in West and Central Africa.
Yep.
And I think other parts of the continent as
Yep.
well. So there's like water leaf, jute leaf, which is ewedu, or I don't remember what it's called in Ghana, but it's something else. And I know they eat cassava leaves in Liberia as well. So it's usually cooked in some kind of soup with a broth or something onto some kind of stew. This was a pretty easy dish to make, actually. Well, I found that a lot of people, one of the things I noticed when I was looking up how to make pondu was that it turns out there are different ways of making it. So the one consistent thing is the leaf itself, but everybody has a slightly different way of making it. So this is me stylishly saying, if I describe how we made it and to you it doesn't sound familiar, it's because there are different ways to make it, guys.
And you can always just give us, a B for effort or something. I mean,
Right? We're trying.
help us. Help our matter.
Thank you. So how will we make pondu? The recipe I found called for, of course, your pondu leaves. I think it's the one thing you'll need to get from an African store. And it's
Okay.
clearly labeled pondu leaves or cassava leaves. It actually just says pondu on it to make it easier.
And fun fact, guys, like a lot of African stores have now gone online. So you can actually, for some of these things, if you just try to order it online, one doesn't come to mind right away, but I have seen, at least here in Canada, there's some African stores where they have some of their goods online already. So it is very possible that you may be able to get stuff online.
Yeah, I was looking for something for a friend last week and I found a place from Texas that will ship to wherever you are in the US.
What?
I know, you just call them, place an order, and then they'll...
We're going places, people. We're going places.
Yeah. Anyway, to make this dish, pondu, you need your cassava leaves, wash them, drain them. You need leeks, green peppers, onions, nutmeg, habanero peppers. I think you need 2, zucchini, palm oil, garlic, water to add as a broth, salt, bouillon cube. And the recipe I used also called for sardines. Now, the person next to me is allergic to fish.
I'm not allergic for fish. I just think fish is really gross.
And she doesn't eat fish. So I kind of split the sauce in 2.
Yes, Ijama was a darling. She made me one without fish. So
Anyhow,
you guys help me thank her.
it's a really simple process. You're basically going to take all the vegetables and blend them. So you're blending together your leeks, your peppers, your onions, and your zucchini. And then you put everything together in a pot. So you have your washed pondu, the blend, the water, add the seasoning. One of the habanero peppers you put whole, so it kind of adds flavor without much heat. And then you leave it to cook for an hour and 45 minutes.
That's long.
I know it's kind of long. And I was actually surprised because I thought that it would burn or something. But you just have to keep stirring it. Maybe check on it every 20 minutes or 30 minutes.
And the leaf is inside already?
And the leaf is inside.
And that's really weird because, like, not all leaves,
will withstand that kind of...
the length of time in the pot.
In fact, when I saw the recipe, I thought it was a mistake. So I just said, I'll keep checking it. You might have to put in a little bit of water just to watch it. I kept checking it and it was fine. The thing is, when you see what it looks like, I was a bit nervous because it kind of looked mushy. And if you look at our pictures after this episode, you'll see it was just like a big blob of things, essentially.
Yeah. Thank you guys so much for the feedback. What we've started to do, of course, is to put a picture of the food as the episode cover as well. So at least you have a mental picture as you're talking. So yep, for sure. It does look really blubby. And it has like palm oil in it too. Ugh.
Yeah, I just showed her a picture of the before of all the ingredients because she didn't see that one.
I didn't. I swoop in like Superwoman when the food is done. I just be like, woman, serve me.
We'll skip over that.
Okay. But we do appreciate the feedback, and that's been really helpful. It has helped us grow to the point where we are. So for sure, you'll see what it looks like. I did have a conversation with someone about how a lot of our African food looks like. And he was saying that African food, he's American, and he was saying African food is really delicious, but they're not all very pleasant to look at. So yes, Ijama, stop giving me the side eye. That's what he said. They're not pleasant to look at, but they taste the bomb. Now, that being said, I'm going to preface it because we're soon going to start talking about how we feel about the dish. So when you see the picture, don't think, ew. Just give it a chance. Just small.
Can I just say something?
What is it?
Healthy food often does not look pleasant. when you have a green smoothie, unless you have, if it's chock full with the amount of spinach it should have, people don't like it, but it is good for you. I've taken a green, imagine someone eating a green colored soup, you're already put off.
That's
right?
true.
Yeah. So
It should have red and yellow.
yeah, okay. Unfortunately, there are no red and yellow leafy greens. They're called leafy greens because they're green. Like I said, we cooked it for about an hour and a half. You should check on it though every maybe 20 minutes to give it a stir and make sure everything is fine. And honestly, after an hour and 45 minutes, it's ready. The habanero pepper sits whole in it, and that adds, like I said, it adds a subtle flavor but not too much heat. So if you're not a big fan of heat, the recipe I used called for 2 peppers. Maybe just don't blend in 1 habanero. Just plop 1 in whole.
Yeah.
So, Yemi, what did you think of Pondu?
Well, I'm going to step back a little bit. Please, my people, don't say come for me. Just hear my story to the end. So before I ever tried this, I remember I went to a wedding. And at the wedding, they served Pondu. So when I first arrived at the wedding, they kept bringing food. So the servers were coming around with a tray. And on the tray, they had jollof rice and plantain. Then they had... you know where this is going. And then they had what I now know to be Pondu with yam on it. And that's the African yam that we've used in some of our other recipes. All right. The moment I saw the green stuff, it was not one of those like, try the green stuff, it's delicious. I just looked at it and I was like, my dear, please pass me the jollof rice. Let's not be unfortunate in this life. Just pass. And I was on the table with like 4 other Nigerians. And we all ate jollof rice. And then we had some other people from Congo on the table and they were like, oh, try it. No, it's something new. And I think the side eye we gave them like,
see, this
what
is
this?
This is why a lot of countries don't like us. This is why they...
See, this is also why we're doing this project. Because some
That's
of us
true.
needed to have our minds expanded a little bit.
So we're learning as we go along as well.
Exactly. So with that background, when Ijoma said that Pondu, because she's our creative director, like she's awesome. So when she said that we're going to do Pondu, I was like, oh, what's that? And I now Googled it. I was like, Jesus. Is it this unfortunate thing that I'm supposed to eat again? And I said, you know what? I'm going to keep an open mind. You know, I've come to realize I'm not as open-minded as I initially thought, but that's like a different conversation. So I was like, okay, fine. I'm going to keep an open mind. Let's try this stuff. Guys, it was much better than I thought. Granted, my expectations were all the way down. Like, you know, when your expectations are down, like the way you have expectations before going into a DC movie, just like take your expectations all the way down. And then you can be pleasantly surprised when you walk in. I'm going to start a whole different conversation.
This girl has put us in trouble. If you like Superman or that other guy that comes out of the water.
It's so dark. Anyway. So, that being said, like, I was pleasantly surprised at the first bite. I'm not sure how it would have tasted if I'd eaten the one that was made in a big portion for a wedding, because there's usually some kind of different taste when you're making it at home versus in large
That's
batches.
true. You can't guarantee the...
Yes, but when I tasted it, I was like, this is good. Like, I still have some in my fridge and I've been mising it, but I was like, this is actually pleasant. Like, I don't know how to say it. It was, granted, it had the feeling of a little bit of like chewiness, the cassava leaves.
Yeah, and that's another thing, because after cooking it for almost 2 hours, you would think it'd be a lot softer than...
no.
It's still pretty...
The leaf is strong. It's like, no, not today. But yeah.
You liked it? Okay, that's good.
Yeah, it was nice. I could talk more about the feel and all things after, but I also want to hear what you thought when you tried it.
Pretty much the same. I hadn't gone to the wedding. I didn't have low expectations or anything like that, but I was just not sure, because I've had experiences with leaves before. So I did really like it. I tried it with a bunch of things, actually. I had it with fried yam. I had it with fried plantain. I had it with rice. And I had it with bulgur. Bulgur was a big mistake for me. Yes.
Oh,
because
why? No, you can't just say bulgur was a big mistake and try to like walk away from it all.
No, because
you need to. What happened?
So the thing is, if you guys are familiar with bulgur is like it's wheat, cracked wheat. So because of that, I think it has fewer calories and it's less processed.
Yeah.
But it doesn't have as much starch as rice. And you know, the starchiness of rice kind of makes it creamy. So some people, if you don't have parboiled rice, some people will wash rice and pour out a little bit of the starchy whiteness that comes out. But I find that creaminess enhances the taste of pondu, at least to me. So when I tried it with bulgur and it didn't have that, it was almost like I was eating two separate things. I don't know how to explain.
So it didn't join.
It did, yeah. There wasn't a melding together or anything like that. It was just weird. But I liked it with the rice. I loved it at best with the yam and the plantain.
That's what I had it. Okay, I didn't have it with yam. I had it with taro, which I use. So it's called taro root. It's available at least here broadly in grocery stores.
Is that like cassava or is that different?
No, it actually, hold on.
Oh no, I had taro before actually.
Yeah, so it's when you cut it, it looks purpley. It's like our African yam, but it has a sweeter taste.
And it's more fibrous, isn't it?
Yes. And honestly, guys, the only reason I really use taro instead of actual yam, because yam here is expensive.
It's so expensive.
I can't spend my whole salary just to buy yam and eat yam. So I use taro. Taro is a good substitute, I found. Yeah.
I liked it. The thing was, I'm trying to think of how to describe it. It's like a typical leafy green soup. The one thing though that I tasted, I don't know how to explain the mouthfeel. I don't know if the word is chalky, but there was like a taste under the tongue that, do you know how to explain it? Did you get that?
My own was not chalky. I think the chalky you might be getting was from the palm oil.
But I'd cooked it for almost 2 hours.
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
What is wrong with palm oil? Why does it take so long for that taste to go out?
I don't know.
What the heck? Okay.
Question for the gods. But the taste I got, and you said you didn't feel this because we had a pre-chat about this. There was like a bitter undertone when I kept eating it for a bit. And then it got sweet.
Interesting.
But then I had mine with taro and fried plantain. It was a mix of
bitter and sweet?
No, really. I tasted the pondu first. And then I was like, okay, let me mix it. Because, I was trying to be all fancy, like a food taster. Cannot just be shoving things in our mouths. We have to taste it small by small.
Drink some water.
Yes, clean the palate because we're fancy like that. But anyway, that was the main takeaway. The chewiness reminded me of, if you guys eat chicken feet, stop looking at me like that. I'm not a bush girl. When you eat chicken feet, the tendon at the back, when you chew it for some time, is either that or if you have sugar cane, how is chewing? Ijoma, why are you looking as if you're disappointed in me?
No, it's just chicken feet. I know people eat chicken feet, but I'm not a fan of chicken feet.
Like chewing gum, you will like it.
It's like a chewy, it's just skin and chewy tendon thingy.
That small skin that is there, all the flavor enters inside. Don't worry. And because the chicken has been standing on that feet.
Y'all, please no. No, it's done here. I cannot eat chicken feet.
Yeah.
So the last thing was the sardine, which I actually forgot to mention. Because what I did was, in the recipe, you just put everything together, like I said, at once and cook it. So if I'd been making it with sardine from the get-go, I would have put the sardine. And I was worried about that too, because sardine is already kind of soft fish. I guess you're not familiar.
I'm drawing a blank.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sardine is already kind of cooked. You can kind of eat it the way it is already, right?
Wait, is it a canned sardine?
Yeah, so it's canned sardine.
Okay.
Yeah, so if you put in canned sardines, which I think they call picha in French. Yes, so I'm learning French in the process as well. I have some basic understanding of French, but I've had to look at a lot of these recipes in French and listen to YouTube videos in French, so that's been fun.
You go, my fancy friend.
So what I did was I cooked it without the sardine, and then I think in the last 15 minutes I took some out and I pushed the sardine in. And I was wondering, because I'm not a big, and as much as I like fish, I'm not a big fan of fish in sauce, but it wasn't too bad. The sardine wasn't so overpowering that it took over the sauce, so I really liked it.
Okay. All right. So at the end of the day, both Ijoma and myself can safely say that we enjoyed this. For me, it was a crazily pleasant surprise because I already had a prejudice going in.
Can I just say something to people, Nigerians specifically, because I'm Nigerian, I can take digs at you guys.
I'm just saying that we're a population of 180 million plus, so watch your words, girl.
I know. Just when you go to places, just open yourselves up to new experiences. We are those people. Nigerians will go on a vacation and be like, please, where is the nearest Nigerian restaurant? And
it's not all Nigerians.
Well,
I try.
No, you're not bad, actually. I've met somebody, literally, we landed in London and he was like, I'm going to a Nigerian restaurant. I was like, you were in Nigeria last night. Why are you looking for a Nigerian restaurant here?
Yeah. I feel like that's just a good place to just end the episode this week.
Okay, we'll stop there.
We've stopped. Ijoma officially thinks I'm a village girl. That's okay. There's no shame in my game. But that's it for this episode. Go and try pondu either by yourself or in a restaurant. Let us know what you think, either on our blog or on Instagram. And while we're here, I just really need to plug the blog. Ijoma does a fantastic job.
Thank you. Sorry.
See, her head is going to get big.
No, it's small.
But I actually am amazed by the stuff she puts out there, and she throws her heart into it. So after you listen, go check out the blog. It has information we don't cover here. It has more pictures of the cooking process. We throw in like more stories from our childhood and even feeling and stuff like that. It's a lot more personalized than a typical blog. You will love it. It's fantastic. And yeah, like I really appreciate Ijoma for all she does, especially on the blog.
Oh God, my head is not starting.
Stop it.
Sorry.
Kai, this girl.
Can't let somebody's head swell in peace. I don't
No,
know.
keep it down. Okay, anyway, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. We hope we brought you guys at least something to laugh and smile about in these crazy times. And so, yeah.
We will see you in 2 weeks.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you for listening, friends. As a reminder, the podcast is released every 2 weeks.
Follow Tunuka Media on social media, including Instagram, YouTube, Facebook, and Twitter, to connect with us and be on the forefront of upcoming shows and program schedules. Links are in the show notes.
Africa in My Kitchen is produced by Tunuka Media and co-hosted with 234 Pantry. So while on Instagram, follow my page, 234 Pantry, for more food-related content and fun facts about dishes and ingredients.
Tunuka Media also produces another show called Overlooked, which I host, with more shows on the way. Like and subscribe, and if you learned something new, support the show by giving Africa in My Kitchen a high rating wherever you listen. This helps the show grow and gets more people just like you to learn also.
So until next time,
bye!